Good evening. My name is Mercy Orji. Now the headlines. CUPP vows to continue with campaigns against INEC directives. Catholic clergy urges Nigerians to support INEC to succeed. IPAC Abia State decries moves by politicians to sabotage INEC in the state. And on the foreign scene, President Trump urges European countries to take back IS fighters. Now the news in details. President Muhammadu Buhari is expressing his dissatisfaction over the postponement of the election by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). Reacting to the postponement, the president expressed worry that after providing the commission with all the required materials needed to conduct the election, it still failed to live up to its responsibility.
INEC has all got the time to supposed to according to their program. They were given all the resources, they had all the time, and they kept on telling us up to the last minute that they are ready. The fact that they are not ready, there is some inefficiency along the line.
He, however, appealed for calm amongst Nigerians while urging them to ensure they carry out their civic responsibility by voting during the rescheduled election. The presidential candidate of the PDP, Atiku Abubakar, is urging Nigerians to be patient, just as the INEC has postponed the election. Speaking to newsmen in Yola, Atiku maintained that he was not dampened by the postponement of the election, but appealed to Nigerians to come out en masse to cast their vote the day of the rescheduled election.
I'm appealing to Nigerians to please come out and vote, and I'm asking them to be patient about it.
The coalition of united political parties on Sunday asked member parties to shun the directive by the Independent National Electoral Commission and resume campaigns ahead of the Saturday's presidential election. CUPP, in a statement by its national spokesman Imo Ugochinyere, Sai Yakubu's position was unconstitutional, adding that the nation's electoral act stipulated that campaign shall end 24 hours prior to the day of election. He urged that since the presidential election had been shifted to Saturday, political parties are at liberty to resume campaign till midnight on Thursday. Recall that the chairman of INEC, Mahubu Yakubu, had, during an interactive session with stakeholders in Abuja, said political parties could not resume campaigns despite the postponement of the presidential election earlier scheduled for February 23rd. The troops' Nigerian army says it has arrested some hoodlums who were bound to disrupt election in Ogun State. Speaking to newsmen, the army spokesman Musa Sagera said they were apprehended around Irapaja axis of the state with some firearms.
Based on preliminary investigation, upon the arrest, they have to be profiled. Relevant questions, security-wise, had to be asked. And during election period or electioneering campaigns, as the case may be, you find a group of people moving with weapons in their possession. Certainly, the motive, the general thinking will be that they are trying to cause mayhem.
The General Officer commanding 6th Division, the Nigerian Army, Port Harcourt, River State, Jamil Sarham, is berating Governor Nyesom Wike and other members of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Rivers over their reckless comments against the 6th Division and its personnel. Sarham also demanded an unreserved apology from Wike and the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Emma Oka, who doubles as Director of Information and Communications of Rivers PDP Campaign Council, as well as the withdrawal of the offensive and frustrating statements within 72 hours or face legal action. Oka, in an online statement, accused a senior officer of 6th Division, Nasiru Najaja, who is the commander, 6th Military intelligence brigade of allegedly tampering with sensitive electoral materials in Port Harcourt and planning to rig presidential and National Assembly elections in favor of the All Progressives Congress APC. Bishop Paulinus Ezo Kafo of the Catholic Diocese of Oka is calling on Nigerians to adjust to the inconveniences that the shift in the dates for the conduct of the general elections would cause them. The bishop implored them to work toward participating in the elections on the new dates. The cleric, who stated this at a news conference in Oka, maintained that people should stop dwelling on blame game but support INEC to achieve free, fair and credible elections. The All Progressives Congress in Abia State is calling for a total overhaul of the leadership of INEC in the state, following the obvious alleged compromise and conspiracy of the commission with some politicians in the state. Addressing newsmen in Umuahia, the state chairman of APC, Donatus Wamba, further alleged that INEC leadership was dancing to the tune of the ruling party in the state.
The Abia State All Progressive Congress wish to express our dissatisfaction with the composition and conduct of the Independent Electoral Commission, Abia State. We have lost confidence in them. We do not, on our own part, believe that the present crop of leadership of INEC in Abia can guarantee a free and fair election. Because even the multiple PVC that was apprehended was in possession of an electoral officer of a particular local government in the state.
Similarly, the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, Abia State, Augustine Ehimere, has condemned the postman of Saturday's presidential and National Assembly election in Nigeria by INEC. Speaking to Flow FM News, Ehimere called on INEC to organize its activities properly to avoid future occurrence.
People have wasted their money and prepared for the election only for them to postpone the election at a very late hour.
He frowned at the desperation of some disgruntled politicians to thwart the effort of INEC in Abia State.
The effort of resident electoral commissioner of Abia State, Dr. Ilo, is being aborted, is being sabotaged by desperate politicians in collaboration with some officers of the commission. As at yesterday, PVCs were flying here and there, and people with materials they are not supposed to be in possession with. Of course, we are flying here and there. Some people were arrested in possession of PVC cards.
The APC candidate for Bende Federal Constituency, Benjamin Kalu, is appealing to the people to remain steadfast and eschew violence during the rescheduled presidential and National Assembly election in Nigeria. Kalu, who was reacting to the postponement of yesterday's election, warned those who believe in violence to stay away from the constituency, as adequate security measures have been put in place to deal decisively with anybody who wants to destabilize the process in the area.
Security intelligence are monitoring those areas, and there'll be a lot of casualties. I'm sure of that. I just want the electorate, the innocent one, to please stay clear. If they invite you to come and take money and vote on a fake ballot paper, say no, because you will be caught. And if you are caught, those ones who invited you, 5,000 will not be enough for that to be solved, and the ones who invited you will not be there to save your head at the end of the day. I'm asking them to remain calm but very vigilant. I'm asking them not to lose their faith.
News now on Flow 94.9 FM continues shortly with foreign, sports and entertainment news. Trump has told the UK and other European allies to take back and put on trial more than 800 Islamic State group fighters captured in the final battle against the group. His tweet comes as US-backed Kurdish forces continue on an assault on the last pocket of IS territory on the Syrian side of the Iraqi border. The IS fighters are being held by the Kurdish-led forces. Moving over to sports, Flying Eagles head coach Paul Agbogun is disappointed to see his charges end their campaign at the 2019 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Niamey on a negative note following a 5-3 penalty shootout defeat to South Africa. The West Africans dominated proceedings inside the Asenyi Kunche Stadium, but were unable to break down the Amajita, who were resolute in defense. Agbogun regrets that his team's outing in Niger ended with a defeat. And now for the entertainment news, we have Eric Samuel.
Good day and welcome to Entertainment News at this hour. Movie lovers will be thrilled as the movie Jumanji sees to come back to the movie screen soon. The movie, which starred Dwayne Johnson, Kelvin Hart, Nick Jonas and others, started production on Thursday, February 14th, 2019.
Are you gonna help or are you too pretty?
I'm too pretty.
Yo, what's this?
A game for those who seek to find a way to leave their world behind. Jumanji.
We got sucked into Jumanji, and we become the avatars we chose. Maybe we're all in a coma.
In an Instagram post by Dwayne Johnson, the wrestler turned actor posted that Jumanji 3 movie will be out soon and hopefully could be the previous 2017 record of $962 million at global box office. Now to the big news of the weekend. The 61st Grammy Awards saw history made as Cardi B broke the records to be the first female rapper to win Grammy Best Rap Album, beating Travis Scott, Mac Miller, Pusha T and Nipsey Hussle to the awards. Drama unfolded as BET, in a now deleted tweet, retweeted an article saying Cardi B is the first solo female rapper to win the Best Album. Meanwhile, Nicki Minaj is being dragged by her lace front. Nicki, who immediately tweeted that Young Money will no longer be part of the BET Experience and Awards show, also urged fans to go get their tickets refunded as soon as possible. BET, who released a statement stating that the tweet wasn't authorized, and they immediately took down with an apology to Nicki and the fans of BET. In respect to the drama, Cardi B defended the work she had put into her album Invasion of Privacy.
For people to put other people down to uplift somebody else, that's not my style and that's not what I'm with, and I don't support that.
And afterwards deactivated her Instagram account.
I work hard for my album.
2 days later, after deactivating her Instagram account, Cardi B reactivated her account with the hint that her new single with Bruno Mars titled Please Me was set to be released 48 hours from that post.
Yeah, come on, please.
Fear that the feud between Davido and Wizkid could be back on the table as Davido shaded Wizkid on Instagram. Wizkid, who opened up on rejecting millions in exchange for performances in election rallies, also urged Nigerians to vote their hearts. And for his comment on performances at rallies, Davido, who is trending for body shaming lady on Instagram for stating he sold his soul, debunked Starboy's Wizkid statements. Well, that's it on Entertainment News at this hour. My name is Eric Samuel and back to you at the studio.
Eric. You're listening to News Now on Flow 94.9 FM Momoiha. Just before we go, let's take another look at our headlines. The CUPP vows to continue with campaigns against INEC directives. Catholic clergy urges Nigerians to support INEC to succeed. IPAC Abia State decries moves by politicians to sabotage INEC in the state. And on the foreign scene, President Trump urges European countries to take back IS fighters. Thanks for being with us. Do remember, your vote is your right to a better Nigeria. Do not sell it. Do join us at 6:45 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. every weekday for additional newscast. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. You can send your views or information to flowfmnews@gmail.com or visit www.flownews.com.ng for more stories. This bulletin was edited by Ginika Oloha. Supervising editor, Samson Eze. I am Mercy Orji. Have a great Sunday evening.